Lazer, if you don't know, is a new version of Osu that is currently in development. It will replace Osu stable in the near future when it is ready to release. And from a quick glance, this could look like a blessing or a curse. On the positive side, the game will run smoother from new and updated code. There'll be tons of new features to play around with, like the customizable UI and game information. However, when it does release, things might not go so well. People might not transfer over from stable and it could kill the platform, or with the newfound eyes on the game, copyright could absolutely destroy thousands of maps and again kill the game, not to the extent of people not moving over, but kill it. And when I say this, it doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it's definitely not off the table, as scary as that is. So let's talk about it all. Will Lazer really be the death of Osu? No, of course it won't. Rather, I feel like when it releases, there will be a significant surge of new players and accounts being made. This will in turn launch Osu into potential new heights if the release is pulled off correctly. And with the sheer size of the game already, I don't really think the player base is going to disappear, even if a lot of people just don't transfer over. It's too big of a game to die that easily. It has gone on record that Lazer will be optional and will only be stable when most people transfer over.
Developers have been re-implementing all of OS's features and adding a lot more, aiming to eventually replace the current build of OS with Lazer. It'll begin as an optional update, similar to the currently available beta or cutting-edge release streams. You can stick with an older version of OS if you'd like, but you'll be missing out on new features and eventually, like years down the line, the older version will no longer be maintained.
So, will people move over when it releases? Depending on how they plan to switch from stable to Lazer, depends on how many people will. If you have to jump through hoops and tons of bullshit just to get into the game, I think people won't. But with the current idea of an optional update, where people can just log into Osu and update it directly to Lazer, makes it so much easier for people to jump into Lazer, and if anything it encourages it, which is super useful. This gives me hope, as there's time for the majority of people to switch to Lazer, and those who don't like Lazer have time to let it grow onto them, because I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. However, on the flip side, if there's a huge influx of people and it becomes, the next big thing, copyright could become a massive issue. Currently, with the map creator, anyone can create any map with any song at any time and upload it at any time. And Peppy and the poor team at Osu, bless their souls, deal with any issues as soon as they come in and take anything down if they're asked to. However, with a ton of new people, they could be easily overwhelmed, especially if a big business or record label finds Osu and decides they hate it for some reason, which doesn't really make sense. They could take down hundreds, potentially even thousands, depending on who it is. And they could just take down as many maps as they wanted, as long as it's under their name. Now, obviously I doubt this will happen, and I know that the team are aware of this and have been grinding really hard to increase the size of the featured artist list. Now, the featured artist list basically just means they have the rights to the song and they are allowed to have their music pushed. So, am I worried for the maps we currently have? No, not really. And even if things did go south, we'd be fine anyway because of the featured artist list. Yeah, there'd be less maps, but with the size and the speed at which this list is growing, it just won't become an issue. It just won't. With such a big update, will it just be the same game? Now, in theory, it'll just feel like the regular old OSU we're all used to, but with a few add-ons. There's just going to be huge buffs for the quality of life and longevity of the game, because with the amount of time OSU has been out, it's understandable to see how people are getting burnt out and thinking it's becoming stale. But with all the new content, we're going to be fine. As I mentioned before, the customizable UI and game info will be built into the game. So this means no more third-party PP counters and map ID displays. None of this, no star rating bullshit. It's built into the game, and at any point in time you can pick whatever you want and build it into a skin. And this is huge. As someone who does stream, using a PP counter, it's not a whole ton of work, but to have it built into the game just makes life so much easier.
You can add text or informational elements which show things like the BPM or the star rating, and you can add those elements to song select screen or gameplay screen. It's got quite a bit of flexibility to the formatting, so you can add multiple attributes to the same text string.
Alongside Lazer, there'll be new mods introduced. So are you tired of playing the same mods? Look no further. Not only are new mods coming to the game, but the mods that were in stable are staying, and they are customizable. You now have the ability to change the difficulty of the mods you use. Do you find double time too fast on a certain map? Slow it down. Instead of 1.5 times, do it to 1.25. You can change the mods to however you like, and I feel like this is going to have a huge impact on how we play the game. The new mods will also transition us very smoothly into our next topic. What will happen to the PP system and the PP records? Now, I don't know too much, but with the score system changing to V2 and the customizable mods being introduced, we're going to see a crazy change in how we play and how others play. Score V2 basically just means you have to focus more on accuracy than combo. If you don't know what Score V2 is, I definitely recommend having a look at some videos. I know some people personally love it and some hate it. I like it, I see why people don't. I just hope they implement it well. With these new mods rolling out, I can only begin to imagine how quickly the PP record will become unfathomable. The new skill sets and maps will allow for more crazy and unimaginable scores. Instead of pushing the same boundaries like MREC, Lifeline and Eterna are doing, such as speed, aim, reading, we will have countless new metas, challenges and ways to play the game. These new mods will also hopefully give players like MREC more competition, because he's sitting way too comfortably at the top. In tournaments, it's going to be interesting to see how they implement these new mods, but it gives players more opportunities to show off their specific skill sets, alongside just the regular double time, hard rock, or, speed, aim, yada yada. So, no, I don't think Lazer will kill Osu. Sure, it's going to have teething problems, and I can guarantee that. There's going to be hurdles we haven't even thought about yet. But the only thing we can really do is just wait and see what comes from it all. Personally, I'm ready to jump to Lazer as soon as score submissions for new mods affect my profile. I am super excited and hopeful for the future of the game, and I can only thank Peppy, the Osu team, you guys for being part of such a beautiful community. Some of the footage used came from the YouTube channel Osu Game. Their link will be in the description, and it's where I got a lot of information from. So thank you to them. Go subscribe. I love you all, and I hope to see you next week. And make sure to send the Osu team some love on Twitter or any other platform you can really find them. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I love you all.